Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. Alright, so as per usual, we got recent update with the story and stuff, and I want to update you guys a couple of things. First things first, the Powder of Hope and the PvP shop, right? So if you guys are not aware, those things refresh as well, but give me a quick moment. Let me claim this as well. So if you guys are not aware, Therese is right now here for the Fated Guest. Make sure you guys are doing that. Let me just claim the usual stuff as per usual. You can do that at your own discretion, I guess. There's no rush whatsoever. But let's talk about the PvP, right? Because I think this is going to be the more important one. Now the previous one, previously on PvP shop, we had Sacred Justia. Now that was like an insane one. I do think that Sacred Justia is going to be like one of the best characters that they give out for free. Even though it's just one copy, you still get her for free. Now this time, they will be giving you the game Club Rafina. Now this is going to be one of the better costumes to get as well. Alright, if you guys are not aware, game Club Rafina, basically this costume is going to be essential if you're trying to tackle guild raids or even Fin Hunter, Fin bosses for most of the end game in physical teams. Alright, if you're trying to amplify your physical character, this is going to be a very good costume. Now ideally you want to get at least one copy, but of course this is one of the few costumes that I do advise you guys to +5 if possible, right? So what this does is 3 times damage, alright? And then apply 100% vulnerability to the enemy. Alright, this is going to be the important one, the physical, right? So this vulnerability is straight up just insane. That means you will be amplify your physical damage, and if you want to, you can probably stack with various other vulnerabilities as well. But so far we haven't seen much, right? We have the physical vulnerability. We have the magic vulnerability, which is going to be Livia's one in that case. We also have, for example, for Ventana recently, hers is going to be element base, which is going to be light vulnerability. And then of course we also have, I believe, Venaka, which is a wind one. So ideally, I highly recommend you guys to get this. But as you can see, just like with Sacred Justia, I've already +5 my game Club Rafina. So there's that, right? So if you guys have not yet +5 this, I do think that this is going to be a good one. Let me just triple check and see what's the stopping point for this particular costume, right? Because that way I can give you guys a better answer if you guys are somewhat limited in terms of the consumption. So right now, as you can see, alright, at +0 is going to be 50% vulnerability. At +1 you get the SP decrease. Ideally +1 is going to be ideal. Alright, +2 75%. +3 is going to be just a little bit more damage. +4 it seems like this is going to be the 100% one. Yeah, ideally you just need to +4 her. You don't really need to +5 her. +5 just gives her more damage, but +4 is going to be the highest point of her debuff of vulnerability. That is going to be, if you haven't +4 her, that's going to be the one that you want to go for. As you can see, if you get all of the other stuff right here, I'm still trying to get this to basically decrease the SP. This is very important. SP consumption, this one is just going to do more damage, right? But ideally, the SP consumption is definitely going to be very, very helpful. That 1 SP difference can be pretty huge, right? So let's talk about the other one then. Alright, so if you guys haven't +4 that, definitely consider that as well. So, Powder of Hope. As you can see, for Golden Thread, we got the Pool Party Angelica. I think this is a very, very good costume. And I know like a lot of players might not be that big of a fan of Angelica, but I still think she's one of the strongest characters to get through you in PvE. Alright, what do I mean by PvE? Like, if you guys are struggling against bosses in any of the harder chapters, doesn't matter what chapter it is, Angelica is very strong because she has a very unique HP scaling. Alright, and this HP scaling has even been improved recently, 30,000. Before this it was 20,000, I think. She got buffed recently, right? So how to build her is also very simple, very straightforward. You just go all in on crit damage, and she's just a very consistent character, right? This particular costume, alongside with the this particular one, these two are the important ones. The DOT one, I guess it depends on you, right? It is going to be a little bit expensive unless you build her all the way. If you are trying to get this costume out, this one definitely needs the potential liberation. But the other two definitely going to be the more important one. Fun fact, Angelica is my first character that I fully awakened, right? I used that materials, all of these materials right here, right? To fully awaken her. And she's a very strong character. So highly recommend you guys to get her at least up to +5. So let's jump into the Powder of Hope then. As you can see, Powder of Hope, we got 4 characters right now. We got Top Idol Helena, B Rank Manager Grey, Onsen Manager Liberta, Lovely Lady Elise. So right now, currently, running right now, we have the Medical Club Therese. Now that should be your priority. Alright, if you haven't +5 your Medical Club Therese yet, I think that's going to be the one. Keep in mind Medical Club Therese, this costume right here. Well, I mean not this one is Yumi, right? But this particular one, Medical Club Therese, will be added to the Powder of Hope after her banner ends. Yeah, this is going to be the one that's very important. As you can see, 5 more days. But she will be added later on as per usual. So if you can only save like this 4 and plus hers one, I would say Medical Club Therese should be the priority. Now I think Libertar is decent, right? As someone that has +5 her, I do think that she's a little bit, it is a bit wasteful. By the way, the other Libertar costume is going to be way better, so wait for that instead, right? She already appeared in the story, you can use her in the story. That is going to be that's going to be the broken one in my humble opinion. Alright, it's going to be much more consistent. I would say out of these 4, if I were personally have to pick one priority, I would say Top Idol Helena should be a priority. Alright, so the other Helena, the B rank Idol Helena, is going to be the main one that's going to give you the buffs, right? The crit rate, the magic attack damage, and of course the heal. But this particular one is going to restore SP. As you can see, very very good if you want to pair with a lot of characters. It gives you damage reduction as well, apply 70% barrier. Alright, very very cool. And you can see right here, the SP is definitely just a very very good bonus, right? Because you pair, she's just a very good character. Helena is by far, I think, the most broken character, just because both her costumes are 1 SP. This one is 1 SP, the other one is 1 SP. The other one gives buffs, this one gives you SP as a battery, and also gives you damage reduction. So what else could you ask for, right? So sure, she doesn't give crit damage and stuff, but I do think that she's by far like pretty much the core, right? If you're trying to build a magic team, I don't see why you wouldn't want to get this. Now of course, depending on what's the plus that you have of her, ideally I recommend going up to +5. But let me have a look again for Helena ideally, because she has 2 costumes. So this particular one, alright, so you can see right here at +0 is going to be 30%. Alright, at +1 37%, +2 44, +3 is going to be her SP reduction, +3 is the good jumping point, +4 there's no jumping point right there, and +5 is the one that she gives you 6 SP as opposed to 4 SP. Yeah, definitely just go all the way. Alright, that's going to be it makes the most sense, right? She is the one that I would recommend. Now the second one, I'm going to say get 1 copy of Lovely Lady Elise. Now Elise is definitely it's hard to say if you need Liberta more or Elise more. I would say that in most situations, you probably will be able to use Liberta more if you have at least right now, if you have certain high chain characters. But I feel like for beginners, something like Lovely Lady Elise actually helps a lot, because she's one of the few costumes that can reduce defense and magic resistance, right? These 2 are going to be extremely crucial. If you don't have any defense debuffer, right, or defense reduction character or magic resistance reduction character, this particular costume is going to be very good. I guess Celia can do it too, but hers is way higher, right? Her number is like 50%. She's one of the few debuffers that can debuff both defense and magic resistance. So that makes her quite essential. Now if there's any situation that you need this particular character, for example in certain PvE contents or Tower of Salvation, usually she's the first one that I think of, right? And her range, pretty decent as well, right? You can see right there. It goes up to 6 turns as well, right? That's going to be very very helpful. It is going to be a very decent one. Now I would say this one you don't have to get as many copies, focus on getting at least 1 copy, because especially defense, usually for Fiend Hunter, Fiend bosses, their defense are almost 0 most of the time, right? Amplification characters are going to be more important, but Lovely Lady Elise still excels in any other stages aside from that, right? If you are trying to tackle certain contents in PvE, very hard story, you know, and also of course in Tower of Salvation, those few different areas. And I believe in the guild raids in the last season, not the boss itself, but you know how we have like the phase at the beginning where you fight the weaker enemies. I remember I have to utilize her because one of the enemy has like 75% defense or something, which is quite high. So her defense reduction enables me to one-shot the enemy, which is kind of insane. If you know how to make use of that, she's quite good, right? I would say Liberta and her is pretty much on par with each other. You just need one copy of each, depending on which one you have, but priority should go to top Idol Helena, and B rank manager, in my opinion, is the least priority. Alright, now, I don't think this one is cool. You know, you can see reduce enemy defense, but I think Gray as a DPS right now is a little bit I don't even know what's the word, right? I guess it's complicated because he's supposed to be a win DPS, but then nowadays we're getting more and more physical damage dealer that can surpass him. I feel like it's just a matter of time before we get a better win element DPS. For now, right now you can see I think Nebri is just a way better character. If you're looking for a win DPS character, invest in Nebri as opposed to Gray, right? Of course, we also have the collab characters and stuff, but yeah, for Magic there's way more options, but I think it's going to be a while before Gray get outfaced again. We got probably going to have more win characters in the future, so I don't really see the value in investing in Gray. Sure, you can still use him, you can make use of him probably, but you know, it's quite expensive, especially for characters with plenty of costumes. If you think about the concept of trying to potentially break each of those, it's going to be really costly, especially if you're a new player. The Vanguard Gray, this one used to be one of the best costume, you know, to do like DOT and stuff, but nowadays, you know, you definitely use him less because of that. Pretty good as well, right? Some of these, like for the 5 chain, you can still get one copy if you want, just for the collection, but that's just what it is, right? So yeah, with that being said, guys, that is going to be it for this particular video. Those are the priority, in my opinion. Top Idol Helena number 1. These two, I would say, I'll rank them second, and this is going to be the least priority. Yeah, that is going to be the one. Make sure you guys get the following one. And of course, if you still do not have Medical Club Therese, that is going to be also one thing that you want to look out on. That one I will place her at the top priority as the top Idol Helena as well. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this particular video. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like if you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.